Hello? Can you see me? I'm here. Behind you, look! Don't you run away! Please stay.
Hi guys, it's Izzy, and before we get started I just want to do a really quick channel update. So if you've been with me for quite a while, then you'll know I've covered all sorts of types of videos on my channel before. I've done the lot, you know, makeup videos, reviews, challenges, and recently I've been doing conspiracies and unsolved mysteries. But I just want to say that after 10 years of making videos on and off on YouTube, I have finally realised what niche I want to cover. Drumroll please. So I want this to be a discussions channel. So I don't necessarily want to stick to one specific genre. I've got a lot of interests across the board, whether that is conspiracy videos, pop culture, news, and I'm one of those people, I generally love hearing about other people's opinions. I hate thinking that I've got a small mind, so I love hearing from other people's perspectives, their worldviews, and you know, I'm hoping this will be a respectful place where even if we, you know, differ on opinions, we can still have an intellectual discussion. So yeah, without further ado, the theme of this video is going to be reincarnation, and most specifically, a few celebrity case studies. First, JungKook from BTS might be Princess Diana reincarnated. So this isn't the first time that people think that the late Princess Diana has been reincarnated. I don't know if it's just a case that people don't want to let her go, but it does seem to be a big phenomenon that's going on. So I have actually covered a really similar story on my channel before, where people think that Princess Diana has been reincarnated as a little Australian boy. And there's quite a lot of people that do actually believe this, so it's definitely an interesting story to check out if you're interested in this sort of thing. So I'll leave it either on the screen somewhere or down below for you to check out next if you want to hear more. But let's get back to JungKook. So this rumour first started circulating around April 2021 when a Twitter user called Bilka Bangtan noticed physical similarities between the two of them. They also claimed that because Princess Diana died young, that she had unfinished business and it was likely that she would be reincarnated. They also noted Diana and JungKook's knack for flirting with the camera, as well as their serious involvement with charities and supporting small businesses. It's also been said that the two of them have the same MBTI personality type, which in this case is INFP. So people with this personality type tend to be very introverted, but at the same time really empathetic towards others, and are really creative and inspirational. And going back to the physical similarities between the two, they are almost exactly the same height. And JungKook's astrological readings suggest that he may have been a royal in a past life. Maybe that's why he's got a crown tattooed on his hand. Maybe he feels this royal connection himself. So if you think that all of the above is just clutching at straws and could just be explained as coincidences, then buckle up, because things are about to get weird. Princess Diana passed away on the 31st of August 1997. And guess when JungKook was born? September 1st, 1997. And with the time difference between Korea, where JungKook was born, and France, where Princess Diana passed away, it might be that he was born exactly when Diana passed away. Or at very least, there's just a few hours in between. One Twitter user called June Fendi actually dug a little bit deeper, and he explained that philosophers theorize that every 25 years, a reincarnated person has a 7-day window of consciousness to fulfill their old dreams and desires. Well, the day before Queen Elizabeth passed away, which happened to be exactly 25 years and 7 days after Diana died, fans spotted that JungKook was very tired on a live stream to them. So people have speculated that this was Princess Diana's soul taking over his body for one last final time to witness and grow strong for the Queen's passing. And let's face it, there's a lot of speculation around how much involvement the Queen herself or the royal family had in Princess Diana's death. And finally, this is something else that really struck me as weird. So JungKook has a irrational fear of microwaves.
아, 되게 무서운 방이 하나 있나 봐요. 무서운 방이 나오면 저는 전자레인지랑 에일리언이랑 비슷하죠? 왜? 전자레인지 없어.
Well, Princess Diana's former chef has come forward and sort of shared a funny story about the princess. She was trying to cook for herself one day. She wasn't the best of chefs.
Monday, I came into work and she came running into the kitchen She said, Darren, you won't believe it. I cooked at the weekend, but I nearly set the whole palace on fire. But what it was the pilot lights had gone out. She said, I was so nervous, I called the palace fire brigade and they all came over. But the best part was I had 12 hunky firemen all to myself.
Now, it wouldn't seem that his fear would be so irrational if it is just him remembering a memory from his past life. Following on with the royal theme, we have the speculation that Trisha Paytas' baby might be the reincarnated Queen Elizabeth II. So this one is definitely a silly one, and so much so I'm gonna have to debunk it from the get-go, but there's no way that you're into celebrity pop culture and you've not come across this one at some point. Trisha Paytas is considered a professional internet troll, and it's clear that she'll say or do anything as long as it gets attention.
And so I've always just kind of related to guys on that level, and I've always just been attracted to guys, but not straight guys. I've always been attracted to gay guys, and like straight guys like kind of turn me off. It's very weird. Like I hate like over masculine energy. So like as a girl, I just never really related to that. And then the final thing that kind of brings it full, I feel transgender almost, is I've always had penis envy.
But in all fairness to Trisha, for once this rumour wasn't started by herself. So on September 7th, 2022, it was very, very clear that the Queen wasn't very well.
We have had news from Buckingham Palace that the Queen is under medical supervision at Balmoral.
And on this day, Trisha took to Twitter to announce that she was 1 centimetre dilated. And people seen this tweet and they connected the dots and they ran with it. I mean, they took it and cross-country ran with it. They took it and ran a marathon with it. The TikTok user smurphy_Murphy posted a TikTok saying that the Queen was holding on to make sure she wasn't reincarnated as Trisha's baby, which then sparked an absolute flood of further memes and further fuel to this fire. This actually gained so much attraction that Trisha herself had to come to Twitter to debunk these rumours herself. So on December 9th, she took to Twitter to announce that she unfortunately still hadn't given birth yet, and that even her own family was contacting her asking what had happened. But you know, it wouldn't be Trisha if she didn't take it and run with it herself, so she has since been posting TikToks like the following.
Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice. She's a killer queen, young man, agility, dynamite.
So the last one was obviously more of a joke, but let's talk about an instance where a celebrity themselves believes that they are the reincarnation of another notable character. Singer Tina Turner, known for hits like Proud Mary, believes that she's the reincarnation of the 18th dynasty of Egypt's Pharaoh, and I can't pronounce his name, so I'll just insert it on the screen. So it's no secret that Tina Turner believes in past lives and reincarnation, and her autobiography, I, Tina, is one of the first works where she shares this belief. She says she's not scared about death. In fact, she's quite curious about what comes next. In fact, she's said to be very, very in touch with her past lives, and she truly believes that she once lived in France, and even long before that, she knows that she lived in Egypt for some time. She says that she spent a lot of time on holiday in Egypt, and whenever she went, she felt such a strong connection to Egypt. And it became even stronger when she was watching excavations, when there was something strange that happened to her. She felt like deep down she was once one of these figures that the archaeologists were studying. In her own words, she says, "One day I was walking through an airport when I spotted a book in a shop. It was a beautiful coffee table book called Ancient Egypt, and for some reason I felt my spine tingling, especially when I saw a picture of," again insert name of the pharaoh that I can't pronounce, really sorry. And then a psychic supposedly told her that she had once in fact been this pharaoh in a past life. She's been adamant about this belief since the 80s, and she still believes it to this day, and she says it's one of her life's greatest wishes to find the mummy of the pharaoh that she once was. She wants to find the body in which she once lived in. And her belief is known so strongly across the music industry. A group of songwriters actually wrote a song for her 1984 album, Private Dancer, and it was called I Might Have Been Queen. And the lyrics are a telling of her story. And last but certainly not least, we have the speculation that Billie Eilish might be Kurt Cobain reincarnated. So I came across this theory on a site called Reincarnation Research, and like I said, if you're into this sort of thing, definitely do check that out, because it's written by a guy called Walter Semkiw, and he is president of the Institute of the Integration of Science, Intuition and Spirit. So this is a researcher, and he runs basically a blog, and it's quite well known within the reincarnation community. People write to him all the time to tell them about their own stories. And one of those people that wrote into Walter is a woman called Katrina, and she wrote in to make Walter aware of the similarities between Kurt Cobain, who was the lead singer of Nirvana in the 90s, and Billie Eilish. It's no secret that Kurt Cobain had a very, very tragic end to his life.
The lead singer of Nirvana, one of the world's most popular rock bands, has been found dead at his home in Seattle. Police said Kurt Cobain had apparently shot himself and a suicide note was found nearby.
And Katrina's impression of Billie is that she feels it's very likely that she feels troubled from the music industry and being involved in it from a very early age.
Revealing she almost took her own life while on tour in Berlin.
I was so unhappy last year. I was so unhappy and I was so joyless.
Katrina explains that she wrote into the blog after reading one of Walter's books, Origin of the Soul and the Purpose of Reincarnation. And he explains that he thinks that the purpose of reincarnation is for us to be born with an innate skill that brings us joy, and this immediately made her think of Billie. So Billie has what people call a God-given talent. So is it likely that she has lived a previous life as a musician and was born again with this skill? Much like Kurt Cobain, Billie Eilish makes what would be classed as alternative music, and some people have argued that this type of music doesn't normally even chart. They both managed to reach pop star superstardom, so insane levels of fame. And the similarities between the two musicians has even been noted by other members of Nirvana. So Dave Grohl, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but he is the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, and he was also a drummer in Nirvana. He said that recently he took two of his daughters to a Billie Eilish concert and he was absolutely blown away. He said it took him instantly back to his days in Nirvana and how the band used to perform. And after the show, he couldn't help but share his absolute support of Billie. And he said, when I look at someone like Billie Eilish, I'm like, shit man, rock and roll's not even close to being dead. So Billie heard this and she immediately started freaking out, but in a good way, and she supposedly could not contain herself at all. Now, is this just a way of her reconnecting with her past life? Or is it just a young musician getting the recognition from one of her idols? What do you think? Is there a bit of truth in this? I mean, how is it that some people are just born on this earth with absolute raw talent? Is it just a skill? Is it just God-given? Or do you think they're just manifesting their old skills from a previous life? So there you are, that's some food for thought that I came across on some internet searches, and I would love to hear your opinion on, if you think there's any truth in any of these theories or reincarnation as a whole. Like I said, do be respectful of other people's beliefs. This is, a discussion channel after all. But for me, I'm so torn on what I think about this. I mean, I personally do believe in reincarnation, but again, I think I said this in the last Princess Diana reincarnation video I did. I don't think it's a case of being as literal as one soul passing to another soul. I think it's more so the fact that we're all intertwined as one anyway, and that reincarnation occurs over and over and over into multiple different souls. Rather than it being a soul of one person being reincarnated into another, I think our individual souls are all part of one greater soul. That's sort of my own personal beliefs in this. So if we're going to look at the bigger picture, I guess in some way I do kind of believe all of these are right, but I think it's in a case of, all our souls being intertwined and not specific case examples. But again, I would love to hear what you think. Is there any other celebrity reincarnations you've come across as well? Because, I rabbit hole into this sort of stuff. I could read about it all day long. So, anything else you come across, do let me know. I don't want to miss a trick. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Oh, I've just seen that planet floating behind me. That made me jump. You know, I do cover videos that are very, very similar in theme to this, and like I said, I'm going to be branching out a bit more as well onto different types of topics. So if you like hearing discussions of things that are definitely out there, then don't miss a trick and make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow for more. If you've got any other suggestions, or if you think there's anything that I've missed, do leave it in the comments below and I will definitely check it out and get around to making a video on it. There'll be a playlist of similar types of videos that I've made right at the end of this video, so do make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys very soon. Goodbye.